There's a mythical person in the game design world that everybody knows. It's the ideas guy. You can see him walking around pitching ideas to game developers about an open world, MMO, free-to-play game that has all the cool mechanics in other games. But they claim that they can design it better. It's usually the guy who has no experience in the field, and they usually are the loudest in the room. They have no clue how to make these systems, so they try to recruit others to help their project. They assume that their grand ideas are so great that most people around them would drop what they were doing and help them. And they forget one important thing. Everybody has ideas, they just do something about it. Not the shameless guys, but I was the ideas person at one point. Hi, I'm WannabeHmangaka, and I draw manga. And for 8 years now, I failed to publish anything that I've drawn. I dropped out of animation school in my first semester, and now, the only thing that matters in my life is manga. It was around that time that Crytek came out with their software development kit for CryEngine 3, and I was fascinated with it. I followed all the tutorials on YouTube and started to design indie game scenes. During that time, I was part of a community of crydev.net, a community of game developers who got together to showcase and help each other on our projects. I, and many other people during that time, were drawn into the world of indie games this way. But being a young kid with ideas and not having the skills to manage a team that's learning how to design and test a game, our project failed. I remembered at the time I wanted to make a game similar to Far Cry 3, but with the mechanics of DayZ that was an MMO. That was a mistake. Being around 14 at this time, I had no outstanding skills or design sense to speak of. I had quit drawing years ago, so I was just put in the position of a manager. No one on the team had any experience in game development, so we all learned everything at the same time. And without anything to structure us like a game design document, we all put together a buggy mess of mismatched assets that never went anywhere. I remember looking at the forums and seeing some of my teamers begging for help. The senior members who were working on their own projects gave them the hard truth. No one is going to help you. Do it yourself. So, as you can tell, most of the members of our team were younger teens and even adolescents. And with young teens working on a project, we all never finished anything. Many years later, after I quit indie game design, I still see the same issues in the field that I am now familiar with. Manga. Browsing through Reddit on manga creator subreddits, you can see that some of the posts nowadays are nearly the same as they were 10 years ago. A lot of people asking for help on their projects because their projects have ideas, many of which ask artists to help them create their stories for exposure. It's awesome. I love it when people create the things that I love. But a lot of these people don't realize this. People don't work for exposure. It doesn't pay the bills. And asking them is a waste of everyone's time. Those artists that you're asking for help are probably too busy on their own projects or are hobbyists who don't take it too seriously enough. Every time I see one of these posts, I realize that now I am one of those senior members from those forums 10 years ago. And now, my advice to the ideas people. If you were serious about it, you would already have been doing it. These words aren't meant to discourage, but they are super direct in order to not waste any more of our time. In a time that they were begging for help, they could have been learning something, or doing it themselves. Asking help from other people isn't a bad thing, but asking for them to drop everything they were doing just so they can help them with their idea is the wrong way to go about it. Their ideas aren't special, but our time is. Based on my first video, you can see that I picked myself up and started to draw again after I lost my passion for game design. But I still did it. Even after not doing anything correctly, I'm still proud that I went out of my way to do something that means a lot to me. The path that I'm on wasn't easy, but I was stubborn enough to power through it and not give up. So when I see posts like that, I hope that those people can dig themselves out of the hole like I did. It takes a lot of work, but at the end of the day, it's your life, isn't it? Make yourself proud. As I stated, I started writing this video after browsing Reddit and seeing people who were asking for help on the series. I couldn't help but to see a younger me in their shoes when they were asking for unpaid labor. Your ideas do have merit, but unless you have a lot of funding, only you can bring them to life. So, I'll repeat those words for you again. If you were serious about it, you would already have been doing it. So like and subscribe for more videos like this. I think that I really enjoy talking about these topics, and I might even dive deeper into things as an artist. That's all for now. Thanks guys.